Somebody call a doctor because bad medicine is back. That's Diamond Dave Damone. I'm Mason Quinn. Guys, today we thought we'd have some fun and take a look back at some of our favorite episodes of The Walking Dead since the final season is nearly upon us. Now, these are our favorites. Not necessarily
favorites that made us feel.
Not necessarily what people might rank as the best, but just our favorites. So today we're taking a look at episode 1 from season 5, No Sanctuary. This one was non-stop action from the word go, and we can't wait to take this journey with you.
Honestly, probably one of their best season openers that they had in their 11 seasons here. So looking forward to this one again.
So much.
It's so long since I've seen it. So on that note, folks, let's go! Then.
We should never put up the signs. What the hell did we think was going to happen? We brought him here.
That's a great shot.
It is.
God. What are we now, Gareth?
Gareth.
When I told them about DC, they pulled their guns and it was right back to our regularly scheduled shitstorm.
Were they
So innovative how they made all the different weapons.
But she's alive?
She's alive.
I just really like it shows how battle hardened our group is. And we've got so many of our number one fighters in this train car.
Oh.
Got 4 of them pricks coming our way.
Love how they got duped here.
Yeah.
It's such a great setup.
We weren't ready for that.
And then this shot
they go
showing
right
us
back
that
to
Rick
it.
went immediately right back to it.
Yep. So Rick got a shot in on him.
See, I'll give Gimple props for this because where was this during season 8?
Where
Not
was
that
this
season 8
type
was
of
like so
camera
bad,
work?
but it was just the writing was so drawn out. I mean, this was great.
Yeah, we got right to
Look
it.
at feed, burn, trash. Oh, that shot was
The
great.
reflection in the whatever you want to call that tub.
Hold on.
There's the penguin himself. Foreshadowing with the bat. That wasn't a mistake that they showed the bat and then they cut to Glenn because they didn't have to.
They loved teasing that.
Yes, they did. Oh, God. Oh. Ah.
So well done.
Dude, that metal bat to the back of the head. Just the sound they use.
know.
Oh, my God. You could be able to show this on YouTube?
I'll try, though. I'll try.
And how they, blood coming to the drain.
I mean, was Daryl... So this was... Real quick here. Was he going to wait till they got to Daryl and then make his move? Or was he going to let Daryl get whopped, you know? It's one of those things that you think about.
Yeah.
Or Glenn. It started with Glenn.
Yeah.
Hey! Your shot count?
God, the teases.
Oh, I know.
It's my first roundup.
After you're done here, go back to your point and count the shells.
Hey, who's that to you?
4 from A, 4 from D.
Everything is so matter-of-factly for these guys.
Don't do this. We can fix this.
No, you can't.
You don't have to do this.
We have a man who knows how to stop it. He has a cure. We just have to get him to Washington.
Can't go back, Bob.
Can't go
There's
back,
the
Bob.
line.
Can't go back, Bob.
Can't go back, Bob.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Super Rick.
So you go into the woods with a bag and come out without it. What was in it? You hid it, right? Smart. What was in it? It was a big bag.
Just giving him that stare.
You really gonna let me do this?
Let me take you out there. I'll show you.
It's not gonna happen. This might.
There's guns in it. AK-47, 44 Magnum, automatic weapons, night scope, compound bow, and a machete with a red handle.
The red machete. Great webisode.
That's what I'm gonna use to kill you.
Super Rick.
Gareth's got to be thinking, yeah, how? You're in my tub. About ready to get deleted.
Now's the time we can get messy, but we need to dial it all in by sundown.
Like, I still don't know what Rick's plan was. He was talking a lot of smack, but how the hell was he going to get out of that?
I know that's the one thing looking back now, and I didn't think of it then until now. Like when he was grabbing his piece, pretty much he was going to had to have let Glenn get nailed, Daryl get nailed in order to make his move, whatever that move would have been.
Well, I don't know why he would have had to wait. I mean, but his hands were tied, his feet were bound. I don't know how he was going to get.
But that's what I mean.
I don't know. To attack, yeah.
I don't know what Rick's plan there was, but it would have been interesting to see.
Maybe the same way he was talking.
Not to see Daryl and Glenn go, by the way.
No.
I just would have seen how that would have played out. 'Cause I don't know.
I had no idea how. Well, Rick would talk like that sometimes and not have a plan. Like he did that to Negan too.
True.
I can't. Not yet.
Robin Lord Taylor. That's who that was. That played. He was the Penguin, and then in here.
Look at that horde.
Oh, just coming for him. Gosh, so much tension in this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the reveal that she made it was big too. Yeah, so there's our initial firefight when they were first getting our crew rounded up.
That gunfire. Could have been from Terminus. Do we even want to find out?
We'll be real careful. We're gonna get answers.
Gosh, and what these two just had to go through.
Oh, I know.
In the last couple of episodes with The Grove, one of everybody's favorites.
I knew the chick with the sword was bad news.
It looked like a weapon with a weapon.
A weapon.
Yeah, I told Albert I want the kid's hat after they bleed him out.
We're friends with the chick with the sword and the kid in the hat.
There's a bunch of us out there. In 6 different directions, there was a lot of gunfire back home.
There's a herd heading toward Terminus right now. We don't want to confuse them away.
They'll see you coming. If you even make it that far with all the cold bodies heading over.
How you gonna do this?
Written by Gimple, directed by Greg.
Mm-hmm. I still say it's a mistake with Carol leaving this guy alive.
Well, remember, she wasn't like super Carol yet where she was totally cold. This was like the beginning stages. It started with the flowers, but she wasn't what she is now.
That's true, because she did have a hard time ending life. We saw that with the deer and whatnot. Mm-hmm. So I guess that makes sense.
At this point in time of the show.
Hey, she got a name?
Judith. She's a friend.
God, the way that he just sits there smacking on that gun.
I know.
The other one, your friend, the woman? I used to watch football on Sundays. It's funny how you don't even notice the time go by. Horrible shit just stacks up day after day. You get used to it.
I haven't gotten used to it.
Of course you haven't. You're the kind of guy who saves babies.
I mean, some of the points that he brought up on survival and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to...
Can't really argue.
Yeah, if you're going to dial it down to pure survival.
So you're a good guy. That's why you're going to die today. That's why the baby's going to die.
That line right there.
And the way he delivers it, this actor, man, is he good.
You can get in that car. Get out of here.
You think you're going to kill me?
Why haven't you killed me? How does having me alive help you? Take her, take the car, and go. I don't want to do this today.
Oh, it's kind of interesting to finally see that dynamic of you could say a villain in the show being like being honest.
What are you doing?
Drive off.
Yeah,
like,
just go.
Get out of here.
And I loved his point of, why am I even alive? Why are you even talking to me?
I was so glad that they swung back to see.
Yeah, to get a different
the crew
perspective.
Getting pulled away. Look at this ingenuity.
Yeah, because most people would think, oh, you just do step 1 and that'll do it. Not typically. Boom! There we go. I'm not sure about her accuracy with the rocket, though, but I'll let it go.
Right there, we'll let it go.
Because it was so innovative.
Is that Terminus?
Yeah.
Maybe you're going to win this. Maybe that woman just got capped.
You see that shit-eating grin after he said that?
Yeah.
Nobody's got to die today.
Man, if you believe that, then it's definitely going to be you and the kid.
That voice in 5x9 for Tyrese's goodbye.
Yeah. Yep.
You stay here. Yeah, these guys aren't going anywhere. Stay here until I know what's happening.
So we just sit here?
Look at this guy. You can't get up.
Like, why?
We're having fun here.
Turn and run.
Yeah. No.
That was an innovative takeout.
You there, Gareth?
He's busy.
You hear the shots? He could be dead.
You went on one roundup and you blew protocol. Look at me.
Look at
right
Monster.
for the throat.
Super Rick just didn't even give a shit.
What the hell is going on?
What the hell are you doing?
I might be able to use this shell to compromise the door.
My dad's gonna be back.
And we need to get ready to fight our way out with them when they do.
No, Michonne. Love that smile by her. Like, yes.
She's like, oh, they did the work for me.
Boom! Oh, made a little noise.
Yeah, she's like, well, no need to be subtle anymore.
Sounded like a bomb.
Don't. Let him turn.
Remember that just being like a decent, big moment for me because that was like Rick is done.
Yeah.
BS. Doesn't care anymore.
Cross any of these people, you kill them. Don't hesitate. They won't.
God, that's just nuts to see.
If we run, we can get by them. We gotta let those people out.
Rick's
Still
like,
what we are. It's gotta be.
he's got a point there.
Back off. We're the same.
Just gets taken out anyway. Hey, at least you tried, Glenn.
Yeah.
Love how she noticed.
Yep. Right away, she
Rick's
sees the watch.
And then Daryl's.
Yep. Was that Daryl's or was that a new one? Because I know they changed crossbows that Daryl got in the season. I don't remember if this is where they did it or if it was before.
You gotta double back. He's that way. We don't really have a choice, do we? Let's wait here.
Wait here. Nice.
Yeah.
Here.
Nice.
Ah.
Genius move by Rick.
Yep, taking the last guy. I remember that
Genius.
shot was in the trailer too.
Don't have to double back.
Drop your weapons and turn around. No!
You know, that did take a decent amount of time. I'm really surprised the chick there, the mom, didn't pull on Carol.
Oh, you're out.
The signs, they were real. It was a sanctuary.
At one point.
People came and took this place. Just tell me when. And they raped and they killed. But we got out. We got it back. You're the butcher or you're the cattle.
The men they pulled from that train car, where are they?
I want answers.
You could have been one of us. You lead people here and you take what they have and you kill them. At first, it's what it had to be. And we're still here.
You know, it's an interesting technique they had to use because as we see, they don't have the fighters that our group had, so they had to use subversion and all these other tactics to try to survive. So it is interesting. Dude, this fly is killing me. Oh, just letting him in for the buffet.
I know. I feel like we're Walter and Jesse and Walter and the Fly.
Yeah.
Or the Fly episode 3x9, by the way.
Ah, see?
I was so pissed when this scene happened.
Well, look how they got him tied up with the seatbelt. That was never going to work. Oh.
Go outside.
It's one twist, man. Go!
I remember just begging for badass Tyrese to just kick in.
Yep.
Go handle business.
I felt the whole season, or pretty much since we had Tyrese, we were waiting for him to make that badass turn. And we kind of got it here.
From the source material, he definitely wasn't a Tyrese in the comics.
No, it wasn't like we had the prison scene with Tyrese in the comics.
Cynthia, do you copy?
Oh, that face.
I know.
Get out of here. Boom! Big spine buster.
That's how it works.
I won't.
Oh.
I won't.
The first time I saw that, I was thinking he was just going to beat him to death and not use that. That's what I thought he meant.
Yeah.
And then we saw what happened. I'm like, oh, Ty.
What's the cure?
Eugene.
You leave him be. Even if I told you all, even if I provided step-by-step instructions complete with illustrations and a well-composed FAQ when I went Red Ring, the cure would still die with me.
You don't owe us anything, but we just want to hear it.
If I was in that train car, I'd be like, you're telling me.
Oh, for sure. Stupid fly.
I was part of a 10-person team at the Human Genome Project that weaponized diseases to fight weaponized diseases. Pathogenic microorganisms with pathogenic microorganisms. Interdepartmental drinks were had, relationships made, information shared. I believe with a little tweaking on the terminals in DC, we can flip the script. Fire with fire.
He's convincing.
Very convincing. God, that was an intense moment at the season finale of 4.
Yeah.
4x16. Seeing the moment of Rick attack Joe.
Mm-hmm.
And
what are you going to do now, sport?
And then, of course, Carl with the tenseness of getting him into the train cars.
Yep.
Look at that guy.
That's a pretty low fence there for our walkers. I think I'd keep on trucking like they are here.
The hell we still around here for?
Guns.
Go along the fences. Use the rifles.
They don't get to live.
Damn right.
Rick, we got out. It's over.
It's not over until they're all dead.
I'm not dicking around with this crap.
The fences are down. They'll run or die.
I love his look to Daryl.
Yeah.
What a moment here this was at that time.
Yep, because remember, she's been gone for how many episodes?
Mm-hmm.
Especially after Rick made her leave, and now she's the one that saved him.
Yep, and that look by Rick.
Did you do that?
The big embrace.
Mm-hmm. The reunion. And it's like, what's Rick going through right there? He's like, if I wouldn't have done it, she would have got captured.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then we get the big reveal.
Finally see Judith.
Yep. Because he thought she was gone all this time, her and Carl.
Him and Carl.
And that's what makes Rick change his mind. It's almost like it pulls him out of being Super Rick.
For just this moment, anyway.
Yeah.
There were a bunch of walkers out here, and he got his hands around Judith's neck. No. Sorry,
I don't know if the fire's still burning.
It is.
We'll talk to him. Not just yet.
Man, what a cast.
Oh, I know.
We had here.
Tainted meat.
Oh, was this the episode with the post-credits? Oh, I love this one. I totally forgot about that. It wasn't until Rick did that to the sign that I remembered.
Mom.
I remember a lot of people thought that was Negan because that's how he looked in the comics.
Yeah, this dude could have played Negan easily.
Please, not again.
It's okay. It's okay.
No, it's not.
I mean, if you put a comic frame next to that guy, they look almost identical.
We're gonna take it back. We will. You're either the butcher or the cattle.
I still find that an odd line, but
it is, but and I remember seeing this being like, what?
Then I saw the head.
You're like, oh my God, it's Morgan. Oh, dude, I got goosebumps again, and I've seen this like 100 times.
Gosh.
And it's interesting. He's following the people from Terminus.
Yep. Well, he was,
it was the markings because that's who was making them.
Yeah, it's such a great. Again, I know I give Gimple a lot of shit. You did great on this, man. I just really wish in season 8, man, you would have not took advantage of your fan base and just drawn out the shit.
But all right, Diamond Dave. So that was episode 1 from season 5. Man,
awesome,
guys! Such a great episode. The pace, the tension, the camera work, the sets with everything. This is hands down one of my favorite episodes, especially since we have our whole crew together. We really realize just how strong they are when they're all together. And Tyrese's whole scene with that actor, I wish I knew his name because dude's incredible. And like I said, I'm pretty sure he was in Justified, I think. But that whole scene, the whole spiel he's given to Tyrese about, you're the good guy and you're gonna die today because you're the guy that saves babies. That was just incredible. Seeing Rick make his turn when he gets Judith back, that kind of pulls him in from being Super Rick, and he's like, all right, bigger fish to fry. They're probably taken care of. Let's get out of here. In hindsight, they all probably should have gone back to make sure.
Yeah, he was not wrong in that moment at all.
But given with how many walkers were there, the situation, they could have potentially lost people, and is that worth it? So all in all, just a great episode, man. The tension when they're all there bent over the tub and then, they're coming through that sound of that metal bat.
I know.
Just, God,
they did great with that.
Oh, that was rough.
Yeah, to your point there, I know both sides were not wrong, but I was still am more on Rick's side of when he says they don't get to live.
Now, when you say both sides, you mean like Abraham and company who wanted to just
Maggie,
bail? Okay.
Rosita, when they're like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
Rick, look, kind of thing.
Yeah.
No parties were really wrong. I mean, I get where Maggie and them were coming from, but I was more Rick. And I was putting myself in that situation. I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah, I'm going
They don't
back.
get to live. I'm going back.
I'm not taking.
Whether it's me or with you, going back. Yeah. They don't get to live. So great moment there. This whole episode is full of just chaotic moments, which was fantastic. First time watch, it was a high tension during the whole episode, especially during, like you said, during the bat scene. Because it's like, oh my God, now they're to Glenn. Is this how? Remember, there was a lot of chatter that was going to be the Glenn moment with the bat,
because they showed that in the trailers.
Yeah.
And it was one of the first times I thought where we found our crew truly in a situation where you're like, there's no way out of this.
No.
I mean, they've been in tight spots before, but when you're there, you're tied up, you're kneeled over a tub, and you're just next in line, you're like, how are they going to get out of this? Mm-hmm. And Carol saved the day.
And speaking of Carol, that's when we saw, at least in my opinion, the genesis of the Carol that we have, the Carol that we have today. Because she went through the flower episode, which, again, folks, these episodes... We have a list that we will share in our last one that we're going to do. If you made it this far, we will have a list of our honorary mentions that could easily be. They're still our favorites, but making these choices is still not easy. This next one that's coming up was easy for sure, but these episodes again hard to deal with. But again, the genesis for Carol was this episode where. Even when Tyrese was like, I got him. Or he put his hands around Judith's neck, and then she was going beelining.
Yep.
Right there.
Going in there.
And at the time, I should have realized, I didn't realize this with Tyrese. I should have known at the time that this was the episode of the beginning of the end for Tyrese because of he couldn't do it. He was.
The moral compass that always comes in.
Getting now in this instead of being. I do wish we got the comic book Tyrese. Mm-hmm. I mean, we had moments, don't get me wrong.
Yep.
But I still wish we could have had the comic book Tyrese. And honestly, some of the storylines too, because in the comic book, if I remember correctly, it's been a minute since I've read it, so if I get this wrong, go easy. But I'm pretty sure him and Michonne and a couple other women in the episode or in the comic book show had relationships. Would have been interesting to see those kind of like play out a little bit. So again, that's just a hindsight thing. Would have been cool. Still happy with what they did. I just wish we would have had badass comic book Tyrese.
Yeah, and it's kind of a catch-22 a little bit. It's like, do you show badass Tyrese outside of the little cabin there just doing work on all the walkers, or is it better just hearing it and then all of a sudden he kicks down the door and comes in, which I think was better. I think it would have taken away if they would have showed us getting full on Tyrese going bananas out there with the walkers. So, but yeah, like you, I think a lot of people were kind of a bit frustrated with Tyrese's character because he was such a badass in the comics. Like, we kept waiting for it and we got glimpses of it, but we never got it. And then he was taken from us. So maybe that was part of the plan to make us have that feeling of like, oh, it was just right there. And The thing that's interesting now is when we go back and watch these episodes, the thing that I always kind of imagine in my head is, what if this character was still around? What if we still had this guy? What if we still had that guy? How would it be different? So, guys, drop some comments down below on what some of your favorite characters are and how it would impact the world we're in now differently if they were still around. You know, guys like Tyrese, Abraham, you know, I mean, Glenn, the list goes on.
Yeah, and real quick too, Super Rick. This was the beginning of Super Rick. Even though the shades of it were starting late in season 4, this was the full outright turn.
Yep.
And goodness gracious, we had at least one season of Super Rick, and I was happy for that.
Yep.
Awesome to see Rick Grimes go that badass. And again, this episode just reminds me of how much we need Andy Lincoln back. Take the badassery out of it. Just the damn acting
His
alone
acting ability is incredible.
It sucks you in moments like this, especially at the bathtub scene where he has that dead stare at Gareth.
I mean, he believes it. He believes he's getting out of this and he's going to take out Gareth. And it's interesting because as much as we like Super Rick, that same attitude that he has gets him into trouble later on in the seasons, where he has that same attitude and he gets broken hard.
Which I think we're going to see in our last one. So, folks, glad you took this ride with us. Glad you're allowing us to do this. Glad you're viewing it. One more to go for The Walking Dead here before The Walking Dead season comes back into play. The final 8 episodes. Of course, we got like 5 years left of The Walking Dead universe, but the main show is going to say sayonara. So that's Mason Quinn. I'm Diamond Dave. That was The Walking Dead season 5, episode 1. Folks, we'll see you on the next Walking Dead.